All right. Let's see. How's it doing? Excellent. All right. Let's just do some things real quick. All right. We're live now. Howdy, class. Today we are cooking some carnitas, and that is going to require us to pretty much confit the meat. I actually have it in here. It's a little warmer in my microwave because I have this light on, and I wanted just to get to a little bit more room temp. So what we're going to do is we are going to confit this meat in here with a bunch of lard, aka pork fat. But first, while that's heating up, we are actually going to sear it in a pan because we really want to trap those juices. We want to trap that moisture inside of the meat, so that way, we won't they won't get dry. So I am going to need to grab the rest of the pork fat that I have. And we are actually going to sear this in avocado oil. Let's see. Perhaps I should move this a little closer here. Yeah, now you can kind of see it over here. All right, that's good enough. All right, so we're going to heat up this pan here. And while that's going, I guess I'm going to add the rest of this pork fat in here. So that way that can start heating up as well. And we'll have everything ready at a reasonable time. For our sides today, we are doing Really, it's going to be more of a topping, but we making some fresh Pico de Gallo. And then I'm also going to be making grilled Elote, aka Mexican street corn. Really struggling getting this out with this flimsy spatula, so that's what spoons are for. We're just gonna go ahead and use all of that. It's not even a full quart. Maybe with the extra one I made with some of the pork fat from this pork shoulder here, will be plenty. I need to pull this chat up. All right. I really liked it when it pulled everything up first time. All right, we're just gonna do it there. It's fine. All right, we're gonna let these heat up. And in the meantime, we might as well start working on some of the seasonings that we're going to add to the oil. Heat it up. And one of those involves an onion. If it's half an onion, like, we don't shy away from using it. There's no reason to use just half an onion here. All right, so we're going to grab our onion. Grab a different onion, man. You know, I'm not buying these types of onions again. Some of them just don't want to stay good for very long, and I'm not dealing with that. All right, let's go ahead and grab a cutting board. Place that right here. All right. Let's grab a wet paper towel, put that underneath the board. Won't slide around as much. We'll be doing something interesting today. I'm going to end up having to move this setup over outside at some point in order to grill the street corn. Otherwise, I might chicken out and just do it on the stove. But we shall see. All right, cool. That's not going to move. This out of our way. In our way. It's going to take a minute for this thing to heat up to where we want it to be. I'm actually going to put it at more medium high. Get it up there a little faster. Another thing we can do is grab the lid. Warm that up. We can take our knife. Let's all right. One of these days, I will have a very nice setup. We're going to cut the top off of this. How's that look? Yeah, that looks okay. Originally, I would just actually peel this off first, but I think peeling is much easier after having cut it just a little bit. Oh my goodness, it's so much easier. Of course, now I'm struggling, but looking like we got a little bit of dirt here. So we're just gonna cut that out of it. Throw that away. We're gonna do the same thing with this side. There's a bit there. We're just gonna cut it off. Not wasting a ton of this onion by doing that. And now it's good. Okay, a little bit more over here. All right. I don't know if it's necessary to really dice this. We can take a gander at the recipe here. Part of the seasoning bundle, but it's not exactly saying. All right, I think it's just a dealer's choice. We can look at the pictures here. I think having them kind of larger is going to be beneficial. So honestly, I'm just going to kind of cut these into nice big slices. And it's going to be going for a while. So these are going to have time, plenty of time to cook down. Maybe cut it in half there. Yeah, I want slightly larger pieces of onion. I don't need them to be huge. I don't need them to be like tiny either. We're gonna go just nice size slices. Honestly, basically cutting this onion into 6. Looks like someone's at the doorbell. I will be right back. All right. Sorry, I am back. Had a quick impromptu visit from my in-laws. Um, they like to bring us food. Very sweet of them. And we found that they were borrowing my wife's car. And of course, it's always right after I make a grocery trip. But that's just kind of the tradition of it now. It's kind of funny. It is kind of funny. They tend to give us things. We kind of laugh about it because we don't really use them, or like eat them or drink them. They keep giving us Red Bulls. We don't drink Red Bull, but it's the thought that counts. All right, some pork belly. That'll be nice. All of the items that need refrigerated. Gotta wash my hands real quick. All right, I really need to make a be right back thing, don't I? All right. So we got our onion chopped up. And that's not a lot of pork fat there. I have some. We're just kind of braising it in. It doesn't need to cover, I don't believe. Let's see what this is doing. Well, that's nice and hot. All right. So I think we're gonna go ahead and we are going to sear in place for this. I'll just hang it. Ooh, that's hot. Careful, it's hot. It's not really touching anything when it's hanging here, so we'll just let it cool down there, hanging on that. Hurt my forearm a little bit. All right. These are ready to sear, and you know what? I'm gonna turn this down a little. I'm gonna finish up with the garlic here. I did not think I had so much garlic, but I have a lot of garlic. That is A-okay. This time, the garlic, I don't believe I'm going to have to worry about chopping it. I'm just going to crush it. It's going to be in that oil for a long time. So there's no reason I had a plan to do a dessert, but honestly, I think I'm just going to stick with what we have here. Just because I can. I'm just going to use this whole thing of garlic. All right. Peeled. That one's already peeled. All right. So, just to note, I said this last time on stream, but just in case anyone watches it didn't see it, a great way to peel your garlic quickly is to just kind of smack it off the side of your blade, like so. Like so. Just take your blade, take the clove, put your blade on top of it, and just kind of smack the blade down on it, and that skin will come right off. Just gotta be careful not to hit too hard, because sometimes you'll just straight up smash the clove, which is honestly for this it's fine because we're gonna crush them anyway. All right, I kind of already smashed that one. I was doing some cleaning, I was listening to musicals, and now, of course, I have quite a few musicals stuck in my head. That's fun. I mean, it is fun. I enjoy musicals, but not always the best to have them like. If you hear any other voices or anything in the background, I do have the windows open, so you may occasionally hear people are riding on horses right now. We have a horse farm behind our backyard, so. Now I'm just crushing the garlic. Just break them enough so that they're releasing the flavors. Alright, I'd say that's good. Look at this recipe. I need everything that's going in the. Alright. Half an orange, half an onion, 3 bay leaves, 2 tablespoons of Mexican oregano, 1 cinnamon stick, and 6 garlic cloves. We got probably a little bit more than that. Alright, I think we're probably ready to go ahead and fry up the pork. Open this up. I vacuum sealed it so that it would marinate in that dry brine a little faster. Sorry, I got something caught in my throat. Like that. Actually, what I'm going to do is we're going to pull out a plate. And we are going to dry off the pork just a little bit. Let's. All right. Hope my hands are dry enough to put these on. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Alrighty. Just gonna grab some of the pork here, put it on the paper towel. That way we can dry them. We're gonna drain some of this pork juice out of here. Look at how much. And these were dry when they went in here. That's how much water's come out of them from the process with salt. So I'm just gonna drain this as much as I can. All right. One of these is going to be quite difficult to grip because it's got a bone in it. I have to do this a little bit at a time. That's going to be the best course of action. All right. And get our avocado oil in here. That might be too much, but that's fine. Woo! Smoking. Alrighty, that means this pan's very hot. So turn that heat down quite a bit. But this will help cool it down. And the nice thing is that we can just take these straight from here and put them into the oil, which is to probably check the temperature of. Not sure if you can see it. Running at about 200 degrees. We're going to need that to get higher. Go. I have a new set of gloves. Got to keep this pan a little cleaner. And now we can kind of pat dry some of the pork here. Let's get it back. What I get for not organizing before I started. We're just trying to get a decent amount of this extra moisture off. Doesn't have to be perfect. It looks like we've done that. Oh yeah, look at that browning on that. That's gonna be beautiful. Hopefully we can get it more. This one's got a lot of weight to it, so. Wow, yeah. That is a nice crust. That is exactly what we want here. Alright, throw this away. Oh man, like I already just want to break a piece of this off and eat it. It looks so good. I'm very excited. Just this little. Maybe you can see my face. We can move this over here. So you guys can see what's going on here. Let's just put the lid on. Put the lid on here. Let this heat up. Much better crust there. Now we can probably turn the heat back up a little bit because it's probably cooling down enough everything that's in the pan, but that's beautiful. We're going to stick that over here because we're going to need to drop some of this in here. I think it calls for the whole seasoning bundle to go in. So we can go ahead and add onion here and the garlic. There goes the garlic. Getting a little bit of the skin or shell isn't going to be a huge deal. It's just going to be confited for a long time. So all that's going to soften. Alright, cool. We're getting some nice crust here. Let's go ahead and try and sear the sides of these, and we can start doing here. You can, I don't know if you can see it, but we're starting to bubble around some of these. Would have been nice wearing long sleeves. Although I did just get popped in the face, so don't know how much they were gonna help. So for the frond that's going to be in this pan, the fond that's going to be in this pan, I don't know what the best course of getting it out of here is going to be. We do use milk at one point. So once we get out of the boiling point, adding liquids into this, it's not going to be hot enough when adding liquid. It's going to cause a huge problem. All right. I'd say we're good on this one. We've got those juices sealed. So we're going to put that in there. Now we can work on this one. Oh, yeah. Getting some nice beer on here. This one's going to take a while. Let's go ahead and throw another 2 pieces in here. Get started on it. That pasta sauce that I made last Friday, we still got some. We're still working on it, so it's lasted us quite a while. It's been delicious. Neither of us have gotten tired of it. I would say that it's definitely the best pasta sauce I've ever made, and I was just kind of following the vibes of my mom's recipe / my grandmother's / my great grandmother's recipe. It's been kind of in the family and worked on over the generations and changed a little over the generations. They're not moving yet. This one is just gonna be beautiful. We can probably add some of the other things in here. Gonna need to take that full love off. Might as well take both of them off now. I know we're gonna need a cinnamon stick in here. This is a problem. Follow the recipe this time, so. Okay, good. Carefully add seasoning bundle. Bring lard to a boil over high heat, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. But we're going to do that. Okay, so we're going to add this here. Oh, I'm not sure if the high heat is needed. Since we're searing the pork now, I'm not sure if it's necessary to do this first step. But we're going to need it to still cook for a period of time. So we might try to keep it on the low heat because we're searing it. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. Keep an eye on it. Maybe if it's... And I do kind of wonder if someone might tell me, oh, hey, like, you're seeing it, so interesting. We're going to let those go a little bit longer on those sides. That one's not budging. We want to get that nice crust on them. All right, we got the cinnamon stick. So this is piloncillo. Piloncillo. I'm going to guess it's basically, they call it a brown sugar cone, but it's not quite the same thing because brown sugar is white sugar, white granulated sugar that has that has molasses added to it for coloring and flavor, Whereas this is, I believe it's kind of like stewed down, like condensed into itself, where it's kind of it's almost caramelized. I'm not exactly sure. I assume you grate it. That's what we're gonna do. There's about 2 ounces of it. Trying to remember. How many ounces? A tablespoon. 1 tablespoon. Okay, it's gonna be about 4 tablespoons of this. I guess let's grab a bowl. Let's move the camera just a little. Hopefully we can get everything in shot. Yeah, that works. We're gonna grab a grater, and we're just gonna, like, I assume that's what you do, right? Or are you supposed to cut it? Well, I guess first, let's take a cut. If we can even cut through this. Yeah, it's not really soft enough to cut. Whoa. It's really sweet. It's delicious, though. I guess we're just going to have to grate it. Because this is not going to cut. Let's check the temp of this oil here. Lemon. We're at about 217. I'm still debating on whether or not we should actually crank up, let it be so high. Processes. Ooh, whoops. I think we can turn this down just a smidge. I'm not sure if the bone being in here is a hindrance or not, so kind of gotta remember to look that at least every time. Don't want to miss something. Alright, actually. My hands are dry a little bit. We're gonna. Geez, I turned this into a powder. It's incredible. So we've maybe got about a tablespoon. Yeah, around a tablespoon there, so we've got quite a bit of this to go. So we're about to put this big chunk in here. So I think, take a quick look. It's close. You know, it's fine. It's gonna brown in here as well. So I think we just want to try to get like a nice quick sear on these. We're not trying to like cook them, which I'm afraid that I'm kind of doing right now. Wondering if I should just put it in here. We'll find out, I guess, when we do this. Turn this up and just try to sear the medium high. Hold things down quickly. We're going to get a quicker sear. Alright. It would be interesting to test whether or not this is better or worse than just putting it all in the pot at once. We call for it, and it's boiling in oil for a while, so I'm wondering if I should just do it for a little bit less time, or just keep it at a lower heat and just let it flow. Yeah, I think since I'm searing it, I'm just gonna keep it low. It's boiling now, so like. I think we're at about 230. I honestly might try to keep it around here. Ooh. I've seen some recipes sear them. I've seen some recipes the other, so I don't think we're in trouble here. But this is my first time doing this. I honestly can't remember if I seared them the first time or not. I think I did. But I believe we're already been going for an hour. I need to give my wife a snack when she gets home, because it's going to take a while. But luckily, while that's boiling there, I can get everything else done. I'll wipe this down. Move the scissors. Get those. Get this cleaned. Ready to use again. now we can work on this some more. I really hope I'm doing this right. Woo! That's a workout. Definitely got around 3 tablespoons there, just a little bit more. All right. It's absolutely delicious. We got 1. Got 2. 3. 4. You can use that for something else. Good. We're going to be cutting it very close. You know, I think I'm going to remove this. I'm going to try to get this bone out. Ooh. Ooh. That could have been bad. Trying to get the bone out of that one. Oh, kind of a little rare there. Ooh, wow. Oh, getting some bone marrow here. I think I'm going to put the bone in still, but I need the meat off of it for help the surface area of everything. Issue is not totally knowing exactly where the bone starts and ends. Okay, so note to self, take the bone out before. It's going to be a lot easier. I'm going to have to wash this cutting board before using it again though, which is annoying. I really should have thought this through more. No, I might just have to leave this bone out entirely. It's huge. It's a big bone. But we can try to get as much meat off of it as we can. You know, we're just going to call that. I'm going to toss the bone. It can be nice to have it, I think, for flavor, but I think in the end, it's going to be better to have the space for everything else. Gotta get this washed over here. I think I forgot. Hey, ladies. Let me put the red wash. orange here. We're gonna need 2 bay leaves thrown in there. One. There's 2. Oops. I'll need 2 big. Oh, let's get that sticker off of there. I guess we're going to throw this in the pot. Let's do this next. Let's rinse. Or whatever off of it. There we go. Give it a beautiful slice. I'm going to cut this into some pieces here. Just to make it easier for it to go in there. All right, now I have this extra orange. Might use this in the pico. Give it a. I usually use lime. Maybe we'll do some orange. Give it a little bit of extra sweetness there too. Now the big question is what to do with this. Get some water. Along with some lime juice. So it's hard to rip. Excellent. It's hot. And let that heat back up a little. Got this orange set aside for now. Make some more space over here. I do recall this calling for oregano as well, so let's add the oregano in here. This is powderized, so I don't know if I'm going to add as much as the recipe calls, but I'm going to add a decent amount. Six garlic cloves, so it's not calling for any regular clove. So we'll leave it. I don't want to change the recipe too much. I check the temperature on it. Alright, we're gonna crank the heat up and get it to where it's telling us, and I'm gonna monitor it. Such a big spoon. Now we've got every ingredient in here. So that's nice. Okay, got that smoking. That's beautiful. We'll let that evaporate a little bit. Cook down. And probably just pour it back in here. And we have a nice little sauce maybe to add at the end. And we can take a little bit of butter. Toss that in there. Ooh, whoa. That was smart. And we're going to grab our whisk. And let's try to whisk that butter into here. Let's put the lid on this. Let that go. I'm going to put a timer for 30 minutes. And we're going to check on it. Whew. Yeah, I got a nice burn spot there. I'm going to turn this off. Funny thing is, I have no idea how this tastes. If it's even good. But down. It's not bad. Yeah, I like it. Now I think we can probably get a bowl ready, and we can work on actually should probably work on the elote. Got the grill up and everything. So okay. I think we might as well wish I remembered what recipe I looked at earlier. Not that one. Okay, here it is. Oh, here it is. This is the one. All right. I'm going to follow their grilled recipe, but we're going to end up cutting it up. Yeah. Remove the husks from the corn, soak the corn in top in cold water for 15 minutes. Okie dokie. We're going to do that. Let's get our handy dandy soaking bin ready. Let's get some cold water in here. Oh man, it's really throwing steam into the phone. I'll have to move that. Actually, we're gonna have to set this right here. Just keeping water next to all my electronics is surely not a recipe for disaster. All right, I'm gonna move this over here for now. I'm gonna check the temp here. High heat, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's just insane. Gotta remember when moving this, I'm gonna have to use towels and stuff because it is very hot. Maybe I should have it on this other burner. Not sure. But I'm gonna try to get it up to 350. It might be fine, honestly, where it's at. I'm a little scared to get it up to 350 because I don't want to burn it. Since I already seared it, we're just gonna keep this gap. We're gonna keep it around 250. We're gonna let it go, and hopefully this doesn't screw it all up. But now it's time to work on the corn. And while when these are soaking, I'm gonna go get the grill set up. In fact, it might be good to get start getting the grill set up. It's fine. Never really shucked corn when it wasn't already like we cook it in the husk usually. So I'm not often shucking it beforehand, but I gotta say this is nice. I wish I could have gotten. There's a specialty corn brand here in Indy, and it's called My Dad's Sweet Corn. And that corn, like I kid you not, it's the best corn I've ever had in my life. I might have to cut a bit of this enough. That's fine. Yeah, no, we're good. It's called My Dad's Sweet Corn, and it is just, it's probably the best corn you'll have. Like just straight up sweet corn. Um, it is just out of this world delicious. I'm not gonna worry about getting these off perfectly too much because once we put them on the grill, they're gonna kind of burn off anyway. Um, and yeah, that corn is just, it's out of this world. If you ever find yourself in Indiana at a farmer's market, that's where you're gonna get it. And there's My Dad's Sweet Corn there. Get some, and thank me later when you cook it, because it is just, it's absolutely fantastic. There's no getting around it. So we're gonna go high, and just kind of check it. We may just have to bring it lower earlier. Keep second guessing myself. Okay, that's it. We're just keeping it as is. We're gonna try to keep it around 250. And then we'll probably bring it down a little bit at some point. Get rid of this. All right. Get a little more water in here. All right. I'm going to use this. Will this kind of help? About as good as I'm going to get that, I think. Oh. First, we can get more water in there. Now I think having this here. There we go. Now they're all submerged. Look at that. That's fantastic. All right. And I will bring you guys out with me to get the grill set up. I'm going to do this for my wife because it's now the end of August, so August is where Halloween begins, so we'll start using fall stuff again because it's going to make her happy. All right. We're getting higher here. They're about 270-ish. I think there's stuff stuck to the bottom. Yeah, there definitely was. That's the thing we're trying to avoid, I think. Having stuff stuck to the bottom. But it might be hard to do something about it now. Yeah, we got some burned whatever there. Probably. Might be some of that sugar. Wouldn't be surprised. No, that's onion. It's actually kind of good. Burn it like that. Not gonna lie. So. All right. I'm gonna let those soak a little bit longer than usual, but we're gonna go. I'm gonna go start getting the grill set up, and bring you guys out there with me when we're ready to grill the corn. So, shoot, might just be better to bring you out there now. I'm gonna go put everything out there that I need. I'll be right back. You can hang out with Kirby. Chef Kirby, keep watch. All right. Charcoal. All right. Bear with me while I move us out there. Just gonna set this here. It's gonna be a beautiful upper shot view of myself. I'm so sorry if this is really noisy. Luckily, I don't think that it's gonna rain at all today. Ooh, what a catch. What a catch. Okay. Now, I think we're gonna bring this over here. Slide this here. Pray that everything fits on it. Oh, I'll show you. Now we're just gonna have to be careful with this because I gotta make sure my phone isn't gonna get too hot being right there. All right, we're plugged in. Let's double check the stream's okay. Everything looks okay. All right. Well, hopefully it's not too loud. Oh, I should probably close the door so I don't let too many bugs in. I'm gonna go check everything in here, make sure it's good, and be back. All right. We are looking good in there. Nothing's in here. I'll do that, but there we go. So, I actually bought this off of my next door neighbor. We're just trying to clean it off just a little. I assumed that more. This will do. Grab another paper towel and wipe it off. That was dirty. It's actually working quite well. Trying to clean it off enough that it's usable. I'm going to do deeper clean later. Oh, all right. Now I think we can take the grease off for a second. And get our hands really nice and dirty. Look at that. I gotta say, it's kind of nostalgic because I have not. Is it string? Where's the string? Yeah, don't need the string. I haven't worked with charcoal in like literal years. Oh wow. This up a little bit. So this is cool. So I can raise and lower the coal beds depending on how close I want the coal to be. How close I want the coals to be to the source. So which I think is quite awesome. I haven't done this in a long time. So wanting to try to stack them a little and that might be too much. But yeah, that's a little too much. I'd say that's good. And now, I don't know how some people feel about using lighter fluid. Is this? It is. I'm going to use a little. So I just want to make sure it lights, especially since some of this got a little wet. And if you're using lighter fluid, get it very far away from the flame once you're done using it. And take matches inside. Spilled all these matches. Probably good. It should all catch. Now we want to get these grates on here so they get hot. Side, just gotta be careful here. All right. We want to open these up because we want oxygen to get in here. We're not smoking. Right, we're going to let this heat up. I'm going to go wash my hands real quick, and I will be right back. Okay, we need this to get hotter. Probably should have let that stay open. I was just kind of hoping it would change some of that heat. Let's see if... I'm going to bring the coals closer. We really want this to warm up. There we go. That's a heat that I'm kind of looking for. Still might. Whew. All right. Be careful with that, but I just really want those flames. I really want these to burn some embers, and they're really not. Is it because maybe they're like piled enough? Like, did I need them to be? Oh, whew. Whew. That's a little better. They're smoking more. I'm seeing some red glow. That's what we're looking for. I'm gonna go ahead and get these on. Hearing a sizzle. Might just need to let these heat up a bit more. So this is my first time doing the grill. I'm gonna have to bring you guys inside soon and show you the pork. I'm gonna let these go a little bit. Let these try to heat up. Yeah, they're radiating heat now. That's great. That's exactly what we want. So I'm gonna let these go. I'll be right back. Can you smell the Can you smell the charcoal? Did you see me almost singe my face off? Oh, yeah, that's so much better. I just needed to rely on them. I need to heat them back up. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Might... Scared to move it. Lower these back down just a little bit. I don't want it getting too hot. That seems good. That's a good distance. Oh, beautiful. Oh, baby. That's what we want to see. I'll just get the corn on here. I really hope this is what it's supposed to be. Let's check. Alright, it's going to take a minute. About 20 minutes. So yeah, the pork might be a bit screwed, but we're going to let it go for a while. Hopefully at a lower temp, it's still gonna... So it's cooked. And now we're just waiting. We want those muscles to relax so it becomes nice and soft. But there's a chance I mess this up entirely. Um, so we'll see. I'm going to follow... I'm going to consider the searing as like part of that, one of those 30 minutes. So we got one more set of 30 minutes stewing in there. And then we're going to add the milk and stuff. And then we'll be good there. So, all right, I think it's safe to close this now. Love to see what temp this gets up to. kind of smoking these a little bit. I could try and mix stuff out here, but I think now that might be better to move things back inside, because this I can probably check on a little more periodically, but I think we're doing well here. This is climbing. We're at a point where it's saying that we're smoking um the corn, which I don't think we want to do. We don't want to dry it out. Um, this is interesting. I mean, this is what this channel is all about right here. Let's look at the actual recipe. So, yeah, we just want to grill this. It's climbing in temp. And we're still getting we've got some good embers underneath there. I'm wondering if I end up needing more coals on there, if you really need to just like fill this thing. But I don't know. This is my first time using this grill, so I guess I'm just gonna leave it for a few. Go back inside and work on some things. So I'll probably take you with me and handle the grill as my go back to, so I can actually work on stuff while things are going. Um, all right. Let's get this inside. Trip over anything. All right, and just like that, we are back inside. Guys, wonderful view of everything. So you can see everything is kind of blackened quite a bit. So I think it was 100% a mistake to bring everything to that high temp. I'm glad I found it when I did. So that we could try to remedy it. Now I think everything's at a good temp, and we're just going to let it go and pray that this is actually going to still taste good. So, while we have all that going on, we can make the sauce for the pico. Got a damp paper towel here that we can use underneath this to clean it off real quick. Some grease there. That won't move. And now we can go ahead and make everything we need for the elote. All right, now we just need a nice big mixing bowl. My biggest fear is dropping all of these at once. That'll do. So we need hey, this recipe's a little bit different. Yes. Hey, Dorothy. Would you prefer on the cob, or do you want me to cut the crumbs off? Yeah, preference. I don't know crumbs off. So, well, you might do it off the cob then. Save a little time. If you want to, but honestly, I have time now, so I can do it. Dokey. I apologize. I have not checked the chat in a while. That's okay. All right. Now we need to get out this big feeling of peace and calmness comes over me whenever I turn that off. We need mayo, and we got ourselves some Mexican crema, Mexican style cream cheese, sour cream. I don't really know how it tastes different. It might be a little more sour. Just, it's sweeter. That's really good. Here's a note. Don't use anything other than Mexican style sour cream from now on, because it is so much better. Wow. All right. We gotta get quarter cup mayo in here. And then another quarter cup of the sour cream, and we're gonna use another spoon to scoop it. It looks like there's some grease on the actually gonna get rid of that because I think that is not a clean spoon. All right. Now we'll do this. Yeah, I'd rather get a little oregano in there than. All right. All right. Pretty soon I'll probably have to go back out and check the corn. Put these back in the fridge. Now, I'm not super worried about some of those flavors mixing. Might add a little bit of a slight smoky flavor to it, so those mixed together. Let's see how this tastes. Just each step, just to understand what's going on with it. Okay. Yeah. Tastes like mayo that's mixed with some sour cream, basically. I think that's it. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of this Mexican brown sugar. See if we can pronounce this again. Pilonchio. Add a little bit of this kind of sugar in here. Just give them a slight bit of sweetness. It doesn't have to be a ton. Might even grate a little bit more in here just to help in case the corn isn't sweet enough. This will kind of help give it a little bit of that edge. Yeah, there's a nice sweetness there. Cool. That's exactly what we're looking for. Let's check the temp here again. See how we're doing. I don't want it to go too low. All right. I actually think I'm going to go ahead and add milk in now and just hope it helps tenderize things. I believe it's about 1/4 cup. So that's what we're going to do. Huh. Okay. Good job, Drew. Might sizzle a little. It did not sizzle very much. Because it's not very hot anymore. Kind of took a second for it to react. 1/3 cup of milk. I mean, that's probably a little more. That's probably good. I think one of the biggest issues I had was that I was not stirring constantly. So, go ahead and cover that. We'll set this aside. I'm going to go check on that corn. Definitely going to try and check the corn a little sooner next time. Because part of it got a little toasted, little burnt. Hopefully it's still okay. This might turn out to be kind of a disaster of a dinner, but it happens. And that's part of the cooking process. And I think what I may have to do next time would be just to tone things down, think a little bit more. It's like, okay, I seared it. I got the browning that I wanted. Um, Maybe be careful not to just completely burn everything in the pot. Which it may kind of supposed to do that, but the corn burnt a little, so I don't think that was definitely not intentional. Um, there, but now we can focus on making the pico. Clean off our knife a little here. Get out another bowl. We'll use our trusty cat bowl again. I will say it would be great to eventually like a multi-camera setup so that I can just kind of like switch to outside when I need to go outside and just keep it in here. But that's future problem. Should probably take a drink of water. Remember when you stream, if you ever stream, remember to drink water. Alrighty, let's get started on that pico. You're going to need one small onion, and luckily this onion is pretty small. I'm sure my wife is laughing at me because I keep saying onion instead of onion. That's because we have a little Korok um, plush, and we named him Onion because I, at the time, did not really know what Koroks were, and so I said he looks like an onion, and therefore his name is Unyon. And that's how we named him Onion. And so now I almost out of reflex call these onions instead of just onions, so definitely gonna have to train myself out of that. Alright. And we're definitely going to try to dice this nice and fine. Shoot, I'm almost wondering if half an onion is enough, but yeah. Ooh, steam coming off the pot is a little hot. All right, I gotta go check the corn again. I'm a little worried it's not gonna get cooked, but I guess I can always try to like pop them in the oven. I need to. I may let the oven off just in case I need to pop those in the oven for a bit. All right, let's go check on those colds. So I honestly really think that one, I didn't put enough holes on there, and then I had them too close to it to try to like compensate for it. This side was fine; like they're almost not done enough now. So running into like just multiple. Gee, wow! So I had groceries delivered because I didn't have a car today, and look at the size of this jalapeno. I think I'm only gonna need to use one. That is a chunky boy. So, I recently learned that it's not the seeds that are spicy. The seeds don't really contain any capsaicin. It's this white part here. It's the pith. And the only reason the seeds seem spicy is because they're touching the pith, and so they're getting some of that oil on there. And I think the amount of pith we have is probably acceptable. Weird, like yellow vein in there, but I might honestly just remove it just in case the pepper is also spicier than anticipated. I would say that after this one right here, yeah, that's an acceptable amount of pith. And so we're just gonna make nice thin sticks here. And then we're gonna just get nice. Mostly finely cut jalapeno in there. Guess let's try it real quick. Ooh, it's got some heat. It's got a bit of heat, so I don't even know if I'm gonna add this whole thing in there. Because this is a spicy one. Some jalapenos aren't super duper spicy, but would you like a piece of jalapeno? Okay, that part's less spicy. I think I got a bit of pith there, but yeah, using that pith, man, if you want to really add that jalapeno heat, you want to use the pith. We're just going to use the one jalapeno. All right. We can go on to tomatoes. Let's see. All right, that's not too bad. That's a good temperature, say. Even it below 250. Let's see how we're doing on the. All right, okay. I think we might be doing okay here. Some of the meat seems to be tenderizing a bit more, getting springier. So might be good just to leave that open. Let's check that timer. Good. To apologize to my wife because I'm pretty sure that I let a fly or two inside. I don't think she heard me. No, she definitely heard me. I'm screwed. I'm gonna wash these. Then I'm gonna go check on that corn outside. Sorry, it's hard to tell if I'm talking to you or not. Did you hear me whisper? Oh, you didn't hear what I said? Oh, okay, great. Oh. You have fixation on your lips now. More. Second time I'm almost smacked by patient. Get it going a teensy bit longer. That'll give us time to cut the tomato here. All right. Now, I'm not sure what the best way to dice a tomato is. Hope I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing an okay job, but there's gotta be like. Yeah, let's try that. That way we can guarantee a little more uniformity. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. I think I'm definitely just gonna go ahead and add each of these. I talk about one of my dreams is going on hot ones, but like I'm fine. Like I'm not really bothered by the jalapeno, but I just know that like if I'm feeling the jalapeno, like not like bad, but Like I'm feeling it enough to the point where it's just like, man, I really feel like if I were to go on hot ones, it would be a very miserable experience. And I want to do it to be able to like say I did it because I'm never gonna climb like Mount Everest or anything. Like that's not a goal. But like to be able to say like I went on and I ate really hot sauce and I didn't give up, then that feels like a positive to me. I also think it's gonna be a pretty good ratio at the end of it. Not thrilled. Well, no, that's saying like, am I? Yeah. So you read that because you're looking for advice. All right, chat. You won't believe this. So she's reading a Reddit post about the title was like, "Am I the a-hole for not being as excited about my girlfriend's gift?" Now she's my wife, so it's a little different. But do you think she's reading that because she thinks I wasn't happy with the gift she gave me? She bought me a cake from bakery, a red velvet cake from bakery, covered in sprinkles. Happy birthday, Professor Drew, written on it beautifully. And she got me my whetstone. What makes her think that I'm not excited about that, chat, huh? Huh? Never mind. That's a really good order. I'm gonna go check on the form. Oh, it's right. There's no one in chat. Got the corn. We're gonna have to brush this onto the corn. I'm gonna go ahead and just finish up the pico first. And a spoon. What's on the spoon? Just fat? What's on the spoon? Okay. Yeah, this is the spoon I was using. Stir this. All right, this is already a pretty good ratio. I think one more tomato. I don't think it'll kill the ratio at all. Guys, I don't think she's mad anymore since I gave her some orange. Hey, real dreadlock boy. What's up? Yeah, we're making carnitas, man. I'm just eating some leftover orange. Um, so if you don't know the series, um, I'm training myself to be able to cook like a professional chef. And so I'm showing you guys everything. I'm showing you guys my failed attempts, my successes, and right now I'm terrified that this is a failed attempt. It's starting to soften. That's good. I'm not sure that the carnitas are going to be tender enough, but we're going to cover it again for a bit. So yeah, that's what this series is, and I'm making the pico for it. I'm making a lot of pico. So I'm gonna need to buy some tortilla chips. Hmm. Gonna need to buy some tortilla chips to eat that. So we're gonna cut up the last of this tomato. That's the pico. Then we're gonna add some salt. Gonna add. I don't have cilantro, but I do have parsley, so we're just gonna add parsley. And I honestly am beginning to think I have that thing where I have that like kind of genetic trait that makes cilantro kind of taste like soap. I don't hate the taste of cilantro, but certain things like if I can understand where people are coming from as to why they think it tastes like soap, then I think it probably tastes like soap to me. But I guess I don't absolutely abhor the taste of soap. So learn new stuff about ourselves every day. To anyone watching, if you haven't liked and subscribed to this video, it'd be very helpful to me if you do. I'm gonna try to stream myself cooking every single week. So this is not a one-time thing. This is week 2, baby. We're in the throes of it. All right. There's that. Yeah, that's a good ratio, I'd say. That's a good combination. Now, we need to add lime and salt. I need my hands to dry in order to be able to use the salt. It's good enough. About I don't know, 2 teaspoons-ish to start. It's funny, when Pico starts, there isn't a bunch of liquid at the bottom of it, but once you've salted it, all that's gonna start happening. Give it a taste and check those salt levels. Okay, I'd say that's solid. And now I open this. I got limes, I got fresh limes, but instead of completely just using up a lime, let's just add lime juice there. Get that parsley. Turn the oven off, so I'm not going to need it. Parsley. Yeah, smells okay. Looks okay. Just sprinkle some of that in there. That'll take the place of our cilantro. That's good, baby. A little more lime juice. How is? All right, Pico is done. I honestly don't think I need this anymore, so okie dokie. Now that we got this done, we can work on the elote. And we're pretty much ready to go. Wish I had a better thing to brush onto these. I wish I had a thicker brush. Definitely something I'm going to need to get. Just going to go ahead and... This is working pretty well. It's a nice coat. That one's good. Salsa, street corn, yeah. Yeah, I'm going all out today. I've never done elote before. I've always wanted to. It was one of our side dishes at our wedding, so it's clear to say we both love it. Corn got a little overly done in parts, as you can see, but hopefully that won't affect it too much. It might add a nice bit of bitterness to it. We'll see. We will see. If I had just let myself boil it and made it simple, we probably wouldn't be in this mess, but really hope the carnitas aren't too tough. If they are, man, I'm gonna have to go pick food up. And not ideal, but it's okay. We'll live. Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, especially like because there are times where it's like when elote is made well, it's really good. So I would love to know how my caterer made it because they made incredible elote. Um, and we did it off the cob there. 'Cause it was, can you imagine wearing a suit and a wedding dress trying to eat off the cob elote? I feel like it'd be really messy. But so how you doing, real dreadlock boy? I'm not gonna lie, it feels a little weird saying that. So I'm just gonna call you dreadlock, uh, and hope that that's not the. I call you real boy. You know, either of those. I need cotija, 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 the crumbly cheese. I guess I'll just use another plate. And just we're supposed to have two pairs of scissors. But okay, we'll just do this. Just chilling. Right on, man. Thank you for joining the stream. Just even I almost burned my face off trying to get the charcoal to heat up properly. I'm not mistaken. This should just kind of crumble apart, shouldn't it? Or do I need to grate it? I guess I can grate it. This is the most well put together cotija that I've ever seen. Usually it just completely falls apart, but this is surprisingly staying together. Mm. This is the brand I need to get. Yeah, that tastes like the Mexican restaurant style cheese right there. So yeah, if you ever go to like I don't know what different states have, but here in Indiana we have like El Rodeo, La Hacienda, kind of those slightly higher than Taco Bell level Mexican restaurants. Little like kind of your sit down traditional Mexican restaurants. They will use this kind of cheese, queso cotija, cotija. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at Spanish. Um, and it's just got this really nice kind of rich little bit of tang to it. It's like It's like mozzarella and Parmesan had a baby, but it kind of kept the consistency of mozzarella. All right. Let's go ahead and guess one side at a time. That's a lot of cheese. All right. Might have been better just to sprinkle it on, but I'd say that's good. It is not going to be the prettiest. I will tell you that right now. Maybe I brushed it on a little too thick. Oh man, it's all over my hands. All right. If that's hot. Almost fall. Yeah, this is our black stew. Oh, cord's caught in a drawer. Right here. Doesn't that look appetizing? But, oh yay, yay, oh my gosh. Oh, I don't think we're gonna have to go to the restaurant nearby. That's fantastic. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm gonna just turn this off. And once we're done with the corn here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the meat out and give it a taste. Is there anything you like to cook, Dreadlock, or do you have any suggestions for what I could cook next week? I'm thinking of Philly cheesesteaks. I've been craving them, man. Really want a good Philly cheesesteak. But I spoiled myself once, and I made the Philly cheesesteak with prime rib, leftover prime rib, and it was the best Philly cheesesteak I've ever had. And it's going to be hard for me to go back. That's so much better. So I don't want to roll it. I want to sprinkle this on. You know, I just thought of something. We don't have any of those little, like, corn holders. Cheesesteaks are good. Yeah, man. Gotta love a good cheesesteak. Just put the rest of that on there. All right. So, a lot of recipes will say you can use like lime salt, and then you're supposed to add chili powder. This is called Tajin. Not sure. Tajin seems like the most. Whoops! I accidentally hit the power button on my phone and just locked it. But this is basically chili powder, lime salt. Let's see what else is in here. Sea salt, citric acid, lime juice. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. What? This looks like a multi-fast. Oh, okay, there we go. It's a little. Tear that little guy off. Do I have to? Okay, no, there's no other cap. No cap, as those Gen Zers will say. Chili's and Outback sometimes have street corn. Oh, they do. I don't think I've ever been to a Chili's. It was never something. I don't think my parents were the biggest fan of it, so we just never went. But that is beautiful. That is beautiful right there. I think I may have brushed the sour cream and stuff on a little too thick, but it turned out pretty good, I'd say. Oh. Get a little green on there, but didn't turn out too bad, eh? Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember Outback. Can't remember if I tried it there or not. I definitely will. Love street corn. And now, honestly, probably just reuse this for the carnitas. Start. Okay. That's awesome. That's great. Hard part is gonna be picking the meat out from everything else. Like, it's literally, like, blackened. And not in a good way. So I think next time when I sear it, I'm just gonna... I don't know, maybe it's supposed to look like this. But I think next time if I sear it again, then I'm definitely just gonna keep it low and slow and let it go for like the 90 minutes. And then when those 90 minutes are up, that's when I will I can add the milk and that'll... Wow, that was the most Midwestern way of saying milk ever. Milk. The milk. That's orange. That's the cinnamon stick. Might be... No, that's me right there. I'm gonna have to... I'll probably strain this maybe later just to make sure. Okay, there's some meat there. I'm not gonna lie, I just don't totally have the spoons. What is this? That's not meat. Yeah, okay. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm glad I got that frozen corn, because I've got plenty of this mayo mixture here that I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna use maybe to make just more regular corn, and I can kind of decide from there. So I'm gonna put on some gloves, and we're gonna put some black stuff. That's the carnitas. So the issue was the recipe I was using is it didn't call for searing the meat, but I decided I wanted to sear the meat. um, and then it called for boiling the crap out of the lard that the meat is cooking in for like 90 minutes. And so what I should have done was just left it on like medium, kept it at around 200, 250, and just let it kind of slowly cook that way. Um, Interesting. Yeah. So I would just like to say I messed up. And it's a little tougher than it should be. I mean, but, ooh, it's hot. But it is more tender than I expected it to be. So I do think it's going to be edible. We can give it a taste. Some parts of it I just think are just going to be way too tough. And yeah, we live and we learn. It did get a little more tender, but it's not nearly as tender as the last time I did it, and that's because I don't think I like boiled the living crap out of it, and that's where I went wrong. So I'm going to grab some forks, try to tear this up a bit. Like, it tastes good. It's just kind of tough. And we'll just have to see how it goes. some of them are pretty tender. Like that one's nice, nice and tender, but some of these are really tough. And I think maybe if I had had them thicker, I wouldn't have had this issue. But I don't have a big enough pot for that anyway. So we live and we learn. So if you're going to do one of the methods, if you're going to do like where you boil it in the oil at 350 for a while, then you're going to want, then don't sear it. I think that's what we learned here. Like, it tastes good. Just, yeah, if I was on MasterChef, I think this would be sending me home. Granted, if they had let me cook for this long. Anyway. Is this meat or is this... I think that's meat. Yeah. Oh, and this one's tender, but that's because it's mostly fat. Ow, they're hot. Wow. Well, I'm going to work on that later. I might have my wife try it and see if she's willing to eat this or not. But we'll give the elote a try real quick and see how that turned out. That's pretty good. It's kind of sour, a little more sour than I'm used to. I think I might have been a little heavy on the sour cream. But that's definitely the best thing. That came out of this so far. Well, normally I'd plate this up. But this is rough. Overcooked. So we'll see how much we want to eat it. And yeah, I think I'm gonna let my wife eat, and I may have to run to a restaurant to grab more food and make her wait even longer. So I think I'm gonna end the stream here. I'd like to do a little more cleanup usually and talk a bit more, but I may have to run to the store now, so or to a restaurant. So we will see on that. But thank you so much for joining, everyone who did. Feel free to drop a like on this video. I'm going to be streaming every single week. I don't have an exact schedule because my job is kind of crazy and makes it difficult for me to pick a singular day that I'm always going to have off. But every single week I'm going to try to stream, so keep an eye out for that. I'll try to keep posted on socials. You're welcome to follow me on Twitter, Professor Who YT, and don't forget to subscribe. If you want to catch more of my content, I'm going to be putting this stuff out every week. Hopefully, put out more videos as soon as I can. So, yep. Thank you, Dreadlock. Thank you, Dreadlock, so much for joining. Hope to see you next time. I'm Professor Drew. Class dismissed.